I think the first thing to say is it feels like we've always been a B Corp. Our purpose is to make natural, delicious food and drink that helps people and the planet to live well and die old. And if there was ever a B Corp purpose, that was it. And so as a company, we've been living and breathing that for a long time. In the early days, we saw, if you want, our brand of sustainable capitalism being a kind of point of difference and an interesting one. And being very sustainable and very focused on our people, we almost celebrated the fact that we were kind of unique. I think as the context changed and we all realized that the sustainability crisis was bigger and deeper and more urgent than probably even we realized back then in the early 2000s, there was a need for that sense of collaboration and collectivism. And that's mainly the thing that really attracted me to B Corp, was that sense of spirit of, yes, let's do this together, let's collaborate to move faster. And so it's that bit more than the certification bit that I think was what was attractive to me. Having a much louder collective voice suddenly felt a lot more important. The Better Business Act is really the sort of point where we're asking people to sort of stick their hand up and say, yes, I believe in this direction of travel. I believe that all company directors, and this is ultimately what we're trying to change, is there's a small section called 172 of the Companies Act, which is terribly technical and boring, but it ultimately documents what is expected of directors of companies, the leaders of companies ultimately. And at the moment, what it says is directors have an absolute responsibility to maximize profits for their shareholders. And in the meantime, if they've got time, would they please think about these other things? We don't think in today's context that's strong enough. The why of the Companies Act should be to balance people, profit, and planet, then puts all these actions or all this legislation in against the right context. We need mindset shift and behavior shift on a large scale, and something like the Companies Act can be the trigger for that starting to happen. The people that I want to champion actually are the companies that, if they did their score today, are a big, let's call them big companies, £1 billion plus companies. If they did their score today, we're only 20 points or 30 points. I think we've got to find a way to champion people and leaders that say, actually, I know I'm not in a very good place today, but over the next 5 years, I'm committing to shifting my company from 20 or 30 points, my £1 billion plus company from 20 to 30 points to 80 points. And whilst there is, honor in becoming a certified B Corp, I think there's far greater honor in the people that stick their hand up and say, we're miles away, but boy, are we going to try.